It doesn't get much bigger than this. Arsenal versus Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. And we're taking our live watch along to Box Park Shoreditch on Tuesday, April the 8th.
Huge stakes, massive reaction and absolute pure chaos. Whether you're watching at Box Park or locking into our stream, you do not want to miss it. This could be a night for the history books.
For more information on this event, go to Box Park's website.
I cannot wait for it. Arsenal versus Real Madrid, but that's next week. Let's worry about tonight. It's Arsenal versus Fulham. But of course, if you want more details on that, go to the Box Park website. Arsenal versus Real Madrid. We are having a big watch party at Box Park. And here we are for starting out with Lee, and to tell us a little bit more about the Box Park night next week as well. Robbie, how are you, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, Box Park next week. We're teaming up with them. We're doing a big watch party for that game. It is the biggest game of the season for Arsenal. Yeah. Our first leg's going to be absolutely massive. So if you want to get down there, you've got to get onto the Box Park website, boxpark.co.uk. And it's the Box Park in Shoreditch where we're going to be at. So, yeah, make sure you check that out. But that's going to be a great event. That's going to be a great game. And listen, we need to get onto a winning trajectory a bit ahead of that game. Yeah. And let's start with tonight.
Yeah, I absolutely can't wait for it. But head in the game. It's Fulham tonight. Lee, how are you, mate?
I just want to say one Real Madrid home ticket available. I think I'm going to go to the Box Park. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you giving out your ticket? You give out your ticket. I'll tell you. I've got about 500 people.
Oh, no, it's unreal,
about my ticket.
But listen, if you can't go to the game, the Box Park's the next best thing.
So you won't give up a ticket to do a live Forever Arsenal watch along, but a trip to Box Park.
There's a saying, double your money as fast as you can.
Unbelievable, this guy. I've got to go to Liverpool with him this weekend, so we will also be reacting outside the ground to everything at Everton. Those are the two games in the build-up to Real Madrid. The big question tonight, and I think we've asked it once or twice on the channel, but we're going to do it one more time. Does Bukayo Saka start tonight? We're going to find out in 11 minutes. And I'm going to put it to you guys, starting with you, Lee.
No.
Because, no, he does not.
No.
But Arteta gave it the mic drop moment. He looked at the, all the reporters, and he said, Bukayo's ready to go. And then he stood there waiting for a round of applause or something.
Yeah.
It all felt a bit David Brent to me, but I get he's quite gassed about it. But you don't think he starts?
No, but I do think he's probably had some games behind closed doors and everything like that, and I do believe he's ready to go. But one thing is, it's great playing all those sort of games. There's nothing like the real deal. So I would suspect he'd be on the bench today, coming on at some stage, as for Everton as well. And then I think being ready for this time next week.
Okay. Turkish says he'll take your ticket, by the way. He's in the chat.
Oh, is he? Yeah. He can have it for £600. That little snake.
He'd probably do it. He'd probably agree. Robbie, I wasn't thinking Saka was going to start, but Arteta's language has been very he's ready. Like we've already been cautious with him. He's ready to go. So what
I don't know, man. I still wouldn't start him. I'd still be sort of a bit cautious because, starting in a big game, you've just come back and starting the pressures of that. I think ease him in a bit, bring him off the bench tonight, last 20 minutes, say, let him just get through that unscathed, and then maybe start him on Saturday. You know what I mean? Maybe start him, but on Saturday, just again, limit his time. Maybe just say you got a half, or just over a half, and then take him off. Because it was really interesting when I did the interview with Dr. Andre, where he was saying about the psychology of starting a game. So yeah, give him that start maybe against Everton, and then if he comes through both of those unscathed, then he's ready for the big one next week against Real Madrid. But certainly, I mean, this is a good game for him to get minutes in. You know what I mean? It's a home game, against Fulham. It won't be an easy game, but it's a home game. So I think it's a perfect game for him to get game time in. And it's just great news that he's back.
Are we not maybe overlooking another side of that? I know we're all kind of disappointed that we're not in this title race anymore. Liverpool have all but won it. But Arsenal won't want to fall out of second place. Arteta will be feeling, even though maybe we kind of feel to a degree as fans, maybe we feel like it's a little bit secured, even though we don't know that for sure. Arteta will be thinking, we need to put more points on the board, and then you never know. I don't know. And maybe that is another pressure to play Saka that maybe we're not seeing. Arteta feels the pressure to win.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of pressure on that, but psychologically everybody knows it's done.
Yeah.
And there's only one game to look forward to now. If I'm a player, I'd be thinking the same. Yeah, you still got to do the job against Fulham, but I don't care about what anybody says. Have you got the same buzz you've got today as you're going to have next week? No. And I think the players will be in that thing as well. They'll be looking forward to that game. One thing is you don't want to get injured.
Yeah.
Right? Mikel Arteta doesn't want to get anybody injured. So I think today, why I'm really looking forward to the lineup is today. I think that the front three that starts today will be the front three that plays next week. That's how I'm looking at it. Maybe a little few changes against Everton because it's quite close. This is a home game. Bit of a dress rehearsal today. So I want to see what that front three is. And I want to see us doing something where I think, we can hurt Real Madrid. We can do this, we can do that. And by the way, Fulham are a decent side, and they're pushing towards Europe and whatever. And if they can win their next two games, which is against us and Liverpool, that would really push them into those places. So this is a big game. Don't think that it's not.
Yeah.
But for me, I do think it's only natural that we have got all our eggs in one basket. Like, you know, it is Champions League or bust. Probably a lot of people say bust, and I get that. But we need to have the best chance going into that game.
Do you know what? They're 8th. 3 points off Man City in 5th. 4
that's what I'm
points off
saying.
Chelsea in 4th. I mean, yeah, they will be. I mean, okay, even if Champions League is a stretch too far, they'll be looking at real European place up for grabs, especially with that third spot. So tricky game.
And they had a really disappointing game.
Yeah.
You know, I think they were really gunning to try and get in the FA Cup semi-final, and to be beaten 3-0 at home by Crystal Palace. They must be devastated on that. They got to quickly get back on track. By the way, little rumours saying that Saka's on the bench tonight is what I'm hearing.
Is that from the social?
That's from the social team,
That's
and we know the social team. They haven't got much wrong. They haven't got much wrong in recent weeks. So
what are they saying the front three is, Rob?
They haven't said anything about the actual lineup, but they're just saying that Saka's on the bench tonight. But what, for me, you know, I mean, this game tonight is an important game now. We've got to go into that game against Real Madrid with some sort of momentum. You can't be going into games like that on the back of a couple of defeats or, you know, draws where, you know, some of the games that we've seen, you know, the Chelsea game and other games, we've not really created much, and we've not. I mean, you've got to go into that game with a bit of belief in you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, get a couple of good wins. You know what I mean? Try and win the game tonight. Not that they're not going to try and win, but, you know, get wins against Fulham and against Everton, which is another difficult, tricky game, you know. And then all of a sudden, you're going into that game on a bit of momentum. The belief is there that you can, you know, because it's going to take a lot of belief. It's going to take a lot of mentality up here to try and get past Real Madrid, because they're the sort of team that, you know, you genuinely walk out onto that pitch, look around at the players they've got and think, oh my God, you know what I mean? You're fearful. So belief is required, and that only comes from winning games. And if they can win a game well, because we haven't done that for a little bit, like won a game well where you've like really played well, and, you know, you're giving everybody, you know, 7 out of 10 plus, and you're talking about how, you know, free flowing, you know, really good football, great defending. We haven't really said that about Arsenal for a little while, have we?
No, the Chelsea game was poor. I've got to say that. You know, it's great to beat Chelsea. It's always great to beat Chelsea at any stage. But I was looking at it and going, well, Chelsea are poor, but so are we. You know what I mean? And I didn't really see, if you said, right, that's the formula to beat Real Madrid. Well, it ain't. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's got to come up with something different. And I think Robbie's right. The creativity of this team is non-existent at the moment. And I was saying this the other day. There's only one player that gives us creativity at this moment in time, and that is Odegaard. If he doesn't do it from that midfield, we haven't got that. So I think that's something that they could look at. Could Wanyeri play there today and as, say, a Wanyeri or a Trossard or someone, as well as Odegaard with Declan Rice holding? That could be an option to go with. Maybe not against Real, because Real Madrid will open up a little bit. But I think it's something that to look at. Something different. We've got, you know, I mean,
Well, I keep saying Trossard is the one for me, and a lot of people don't really
Is he
agree.
really? You're in love with him then, are you?
Yeah, he's the one. He's absolutely the one. But it's like, he's done that role before. We have seen him have a string of games, albeit it was 2 seasons ago. We have seen him have a run in that false nine.
Oh,
Yeah. Sort of, not in midfield. But like in the false nine, you got him dropping into midfield, you got Ødegaard there too. Then you can have 2 slightly more defensively minded players with them. You got a nice balance. I think he brings the likes of Martinelli, Saka, could bring the likes of Waneri into play a bit more. I like that option. The thing is, Marino's done well, and Marino is closer to Havertz in terms of what he does well. But I think Trossard's going to hurt teams more.
Who would you go with? So you're going to go with Trossard?
Yeah, that's who I want to see, but I don't think it will be.
No, for the next few games, who would you go with?
Down the middle. I wouldn't mind seeing like Martinelli down the middle. You know what I mean? We haven't really tried that. Yeah, I mean, and I think he can play there. So I wouldn't mind seeing Martinelli down the middle, Trossard on the left, and maybe Ethan Waneri on the right, starting if Saka's going to be on the bench, and then Saka comes on later on in that position. But I wouldn't mind seeing Martinelli down the middle. I want to see a bit of pace, and I do think he can play that role. He's more of a natural striker than a Marino, and then if he's gassing out, you bring a Marino on later on in that position. That's what I feel. I mean, a bit of pace there, something to worry that back line, because if it's just about strength, they got decent defenders. Anderson, Bassey, they're very strong. Pretty mobile defenders as well. But if you maybe trouble him with a bit of pace, because I think tonight, let's Fulham, when we played them at Craven Cottage, again, low mid block, counter attack. That's what they're going to do tonight. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to do. We know that's what's coming. So, we need threats on there to try and break them down.
In 1 minute, we're going to have the answer. Just some quick things. I want Waneri
playing, by the way, today.
Yeah, I want Waneri playing.
If he's not playing today, I'll be very disappointed. Ticket available for Fulham last minute.
You get the anger meter up.
I'll be. Well, I was disappointed he weren't playing against Chelsea.
But I think the Chelsea one was having something on reserve on the bench, because Sterling weren't available either. You know what I mean? So you got nothing really for
that's a good point.
Working out. Whereas tonight, I'd love to see Waneri start as well, because you've got Saka on the bench.
Yeah, fair point.
You said maybe because he had those 2 England games as well that he probably knew he was going to play.
I did wonder about that. But
it was a good point. So,
well, the 11 will be out any second now. Just a quick statement from the Premier League an hour ago. They've said that semi-automated offsides will be coming in from the 12th of April. So,
this season?
It's only taken the whole season for them to
Team
bring
news is out.
Here we go.
Yep, here we go.
Raya in goal. Timber, Saliba. Timber starts. Saliba, Gabriel, Luis Skelly. Partey, Rice and Ødegaard in midfield. Waneri on the right. With Marino up front and Martinelli on the left. Bukayo Saka is on the bench with Neto, Tierney, Kivior, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Goa, Sterling, Saka and Trossard. We actually have some players on the bench. We actually
got a little bit of firepower on the bench.
Wow. Okay, what do we make of that? I still don't love Marino up front, but
I think that's going to be the 3 that's going to start against Real Madrid now. Then
I think it'll
be Saka. Saka will start that game.
I think this is him preparing for Saka to be ready.
Saka will start that game. It will be Saka. If Saka's fit, it'll be Saka.
Where's Ben White?
Marino.
Is he not on the bench?
Ben White not on the bench.
No, where is he?
He's not in the team.
Must be injured.
Oh, you're joking. Where is he? If anyone knows, let us know, please.
He's at home.
Yeah, those socials didn't come up with that one, did they?
Well, he hasn't been starting, has he?
Yeah, but he's just been coming back. We ain't played for 3 weeks.
He's not. Yeah.
Anyway, the positives. Saka's back in the squad. Waneri starts on the right. Otherwise,
that's an exciting
midfield and defence maybe.
So if you're saying Saka's going to start, you're saying for the Real Madrid game, you would say that it'd be Waneri dropping out, yeah?
Yeah. Waneri will drop out. Saka will start. Marino down the middle, probably like
Arsenal.
You said,
Arsenal say Ben White misses out. That is as vague as it possibly gets. Thanks for the update.
Misses out. That's okay.
Well,
but then he might play against Everton. I don't know. Maybe it's an injury. You know what? I could see him playing against Everton instead of Timber. And Timber, because remember, I mean, that's a huge game.
Very strange.
Maybe you rest the Timber, and I mean, it's strange that he's not in the squad at all. But maybe
he's fit and they have left him out then.
Yeah, maybe he starts at that game against Everton, and you leave Timber out because you've got that game against.
Who's on the bench defensively?
Tierney, Kivior, Zinchenko.
Yeah, it's a strange one. Must be injured, surely.
It must be an injury.
Or must be, carrying a slight knock or something like that.
Arteta will probably tell us. He'll be asked about it, I imagine, surely.
Yeah.
That's really, really strange.
But he's not been starting, has he? He's not been starting at all.
No, but... Yeah,
it was the last game he started, ages ago.
Yeah.
Right. And I have to say, he's not looked, even since he's come back, he's not really looked...
No.
He's looked off it, hasn't he? He's looked way off it. In comparison to what he was doing last season. So
started the PSV game, didn't he? Like
the second
leg.
Yeah, and remember he was getting a bit roasted by a couple of the defenders. So maybe
that's
he's not.
That's the thing when you're out for a long while.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Saka tonight. What we'll get to find out. That's why I didn't think he'd start, because you got to ease him in. I mean, you can't just come. I mean, like you said, it'll be an intense game today. Fulham got a lot to play for. It's not like a on the beach game.
Oh, I think it's
going to be not for Fulham. They've got a lot to play for tonight.
It's massive for Fulham today, because if they lose their next two games, on paper they should, away to Arsenal, home to Liverpool, that would be them dropping right out of the running for Champions League and Europe. So, but if they were to win them games, it puts them right in their frame. Yeah. So, listen, I think I don't know what I wanted to happen on Saturday regarding Fulham, whether I wanted to go to extra time, if I'd be really honest, and then probably them to go through. But at the end of it, whatever happened, that game was going to affect us. It was going to affect us. If Fulham won it, it was going to, by today, obviously like Palace winning it, affects us. Like we ain't got a game now in midweek, and they're saying about that midweek game going to be before they play in the FA Cup, so that could suit us. So, listen, I think that, but today, I think Arsenal, it's not guaranteed yet to get top four, I don't think. I think we need to still get a few more points. And today, we've one of those teams that's in and around it that could break into the top five. I'm not saying they will, but they could put them out of the equation. Home, got to do it. You're worried about Ben White, aren't you? I know that.
Well, I just, I was sort of thinking, wow, we can actually start to get a squad.
Yeah, place a few. I agree with you.
You've got Ben White, who can cover right back, right centre back, Kivior left centre back and left back, Tierney, Zinchenko covering midfield. Waneri, now can play midfield a bit because Saka's back. But then you've got Martinelli and Trossard. Martinelli's back. Marino's doing a job up front. I was just thinking, we're now getting ready for Real Madrid and actually maybe having some options.
Yeah.
And it feels like one's back and another one's maybe out of the team. It's just, when are we going to have what feels like an 11 we're happy with, and then 4 players on the bench you're genuinely happy to bring on, who can make a difference? So that's the only reason I'm a touch disappointed. But really happy when Waneri starting. So that's a really big thumbs up, for Mikel Arteta, and I think he does he's the closest to replicating what Saka does on that side. So I think that's a good decision to sort of play him in the absence of Saka not starting, and Saka being on the bench is only good news. So yeah, obviously I'm largely happy.
That's quite a strong team. That's as strong as it's been for quite a while. The only person, really the big one that's missing now is Havertz, isn't it? But that's quite a strong team. It's such good news that Saka is back.
Yeah.
Such good news. Like, we were driving down and we were looking at his stats, and they're still up there, even though he's been injured for nearly 4 months.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, he's such an important player.
It's going to get an unbelievable cheer.
Yeah, just warming
up today. Like, everybody's going to be.
Yeah.
I quite look forward to that happens. What about Smith Rowe? Is he playing?
Right. So he does start. Here's the Fulham team. Leno in goal with Diop, Anderson, Cuenca, and Castagna the back four. Berger and Lukic in midfield. Anthony Robinson and Adama Traore could well be the wide players with Smith Rowe and Raul Jimenez. But I will say this could easily be a back three. And in fact, I think it is. I think it's going to be Diop, Anderson, Cuenca as the back three, Castagna and Robinson as the wing backs. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Castagna, Robinson as the wing backs with Berger and Lukic. So Smith, Rowe and Traore will both play off Raul Jimenez.
We know what's coming.
On the bench, Muniz, Willian, Iwobi, Pereira, Kearney,
on the bench.
Reach, Sessegnon, Bassi, and Bennett. They've got good players on the bench.
Fulham have got a decent, so they'd be disappointed on Saturday. I actually watched the game and they had all the possession but couldn't.
They were poor.
They were poor going forward, weren't they? Poor. They never looked like scoring. You know,
I thought they looked poor on compared to how I've seen them playing.
Yeah,
but the onus was on them to maybe attack more in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this game, looking at that lineup, we already know what's coming. The blocks are in place, right? And it's break it down if you can.
Traore on the counter-attack as well.
And Traore on, and maybe that's. I wouldn't have fancied Ben White up against Traore. When I now look at that, you know, because against that PSV game, he looked off the pace. I ain't gonna lie. So,
maybe he's been left out because
maybe he's been left out because it could be a fitness issue where they're just thinking, you know, get up to speed a bit more, because he did look a bit off the pace in that game, you know, and they got very quick wide players, and Traore is one of the quickest and strongest around. So you do need a timber to combat that. And like you said, for us, we want to win this game.
Yeah.
Win this game, momentum, and also, like you said, Lee, let's just get that second place, you know, tied up. Let's finish the season. I've been saying it anyway. Finish the season strongly. Don't just finish the season with a whimper.
What?
No, I totally
finish
agree.
it strong.
What would be the most annoying thing is, we don't know what's that. But if Liverpool did lose tomorrow, then they lose again at Fulham. There's pressure on, like, you know what I mean? It's only 6 points if we win our game. But if we don't win our games,
no point.
There's no point.
Yeah.
So we just got to win our games, and if, you know, by a miracle they do slip up, you never know. But like, the worst thing for me now is, like, if Liverpool do slip up twice or 3 times, you know what I mean? Like, it can go on a run. It can happen. And when things just don't go well, and we're losing as well, that would be very, very disappointing. I do expect Liverpool to win all their games, but I want Arsenal to do that as well, like, you know, and just make sure that we're doing the right things.
Keep them honest. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, keep them honest. Yeah, that's a great word. Yeah, brilliant word.
Yeah, we've done a good job of that so far. But now we'll keep them honest. But no, you're right. And also, I said this on the preview yesterday, I also just... I'm a football fan. I enjoy watching my football team win games of football. Yeah. You know, it's also not... Think how many football clubs around the country, right? Not all of them win the Premier League. One a year wins the Premier League. Now, there'll be clubs in different divisions doing different things, but the point is, as football fans innately, we just enjoy watching our football club win games as well. So it's not like if we draw or lose today that I want to go, oh, well, it doesn't matter. No, it matters. I want my football club winning games. So, yeah, that'll obviously be part of it.
There's a little bit of pressure off us at the moment. Like, I remember this time last season, got to win. We couldn't even afford a draw, and you weren't relaxed watching the games, and then when you got the result, you was... So now you can just, but as you say, I want to see a bit of free-flowing, entertaining Arsenal football today. Like, whether you get that, I don't know, but that's what I want to see.
They've got to get ready for the big one next week. But like we said, these games are big too. Actually, strange that I don't know how often this happens. Liverpool and Arsenal are trading opposition this week, so we both play Everton and Fulham, right?
Yeah.
There we go. So they've got Everton tomorrow. We've got Everton on the weekend. They've got Fulham.
Oh yeah.
Tonight.
I knew there was a reason you was here tonight.
Smart man.
Kelechi
Saka with the super chat says, "Hey Robbie, has Uncle Ty replaced the £5,000 camera yet?"
Hey, listen, the man.
What's happening here?
Well, last night, you know what I mean, he broke one of the cameras, rolling around on the floor, hit the tripod, and the camera fell on the floor and broke.
Oh well, that's in your debt.
Did it actually?
Yeah. Huh?
No,
actually did. Yeah, he actually did. All right, you know what I mean. He was like. You know him already, and he broke the camera.
Well, that's it.
Apologised to me about 100 times going home. Yeah, that's the camera there. Look, there it is. Look at the back of it. Smashed the camera. I can't see the display on it.
He's actually
an absolute disgrace. That guy. You know what I mean?
Can you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he's forever in your debt now, then, isn't he?
Right.
No. I just want the money. Around for?
What was it? I think like we were because there's a game coming up in May. It's a little mini tournament, so it's Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, and Trinidad playing in a little tournament, right? So he was claiming we were bantering him about Nigeria, and he started doing his stupid little laugh, rolled around on the floor, smashed up the camera. $5,000, and I want the money.
Yeah.
No amount of apologies and all this that he was giving me, the money needs to be sorted out.
He needs to do some overtime, doesn't he? Like, you know what I mean?
You know, I don't want the overtime, I just want the money.
Right. Cayman with a super chat says, if Ty has twins, he'll name them Deli and Eugen.
He has got a twin.
Delusion.
He has got a twin.
Right? And, he was on one last night, I tell you, and they were giving him a lot of grief, and it was really funny.
Was that the Buyer show?
Buyer show.
I'll have to watch that.
It was hilarious last night, but he did break the camera.
No, right, and that's on film, like him doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. We'll watch that. No.
Carl says Ben White went to Dubai for training, he's saying. Then there was, I think Tuchel hinted that Ben White is going to be reintegrated into the England setup at some point, so that'll be good. Black Hole says, even if Saka doesn't get any minutes, just to see him on the bench, such a delight. How much of a key player he has grown to become, incredible. He'll come on the pitch. But I know what you mean, just the fact that he's in and around the group again. Good to see. Now, interesting super chat from Shannon. Could Ben White's wife have gone into labour?
Oh, I didn't realise she was...
I think I did know she was pregnant. I think that I'd seen that on socials.
Well, no,
It's hard to keep up with all the players. Who recently got engaged?
He's just had 2 weeks. He's just had 2 weeks off.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's having a baby. What's wrong with you? I think I've got no sensitivity.
No, they do. They choose them all now, don't they? Then have like
choose what?
And they have a cesarean and all that, don't they? They choose. These famous people do all that, don't they? They book it in. They do.
Imagine it. You see that? Did you see that video clip of him as manager?
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Can we just appreciate? Yeah, I did see that clip.
Right now, and then you could just imagine him as well in the change rooms going, "You've had 2 weeks off. Now you want to go and see your wife give birth. Get your kit on and get out there." You know.
No, but they do nowadays, don't they? They book them in and all that.
I can't believe your response to she might have gone into labour was they've just had 2 weeks.
What they have? They seriously have. They do book all this in there. They do book them in now.
Book them in what? If she's having a baby today.
All right. God, they do. They book in. Well, if she's having a natural birth, then
she probably is. And if that, Shannon makes a good point there. It could be that. I didn't realise.
We don't even know it's that.
But I don't know. I don't know if we didn't know his wife was pregnant. If she is,
is he on full pay? Why this is happening?
Well, you do get paternity leave. You know what I mean?
He's had 2 weeks off. Get back on the pitch, Ben. We need you.
Nah, dear, this guy sounds like
unbelievable.
Cecil will know these things because he mixes with the famous now. Like he knows all that.
Cecil's just walked in the building. Big up, Cecil. You're drawing us to the watch line, aren't you? Yeah. So me, Cecil, Laurie, and Turkish.
Always eating.
He's always eating,
and he's not got an ounce on him.
Where's he put it?
I don't know where he puts it, man. It's because he's always like excitable, isn't it? So his metabolism is high, burns it off.
He don't eat healthy neither. He don't drink healthy.
No, he doesn't.
No.
You know what I mean? No. It's all sugary and all that, like,
The thing is, like, when we go on these tours, you ever notice him when he orders?
Yeah.
He'll order like two
meals a day.
Not. He'll be like, I'll have
2 meals a day.
2 starters, 2 dinners.
Yeah.
And a dessert. That's what the guy.
You should have seen him.
And then he wants to say, "Can't we go like halves on the bill?" Like,
notice, right? Do you know what, right? You know what, Lee? When I think about it, right? You ever notice it's always him working the bill out?
Yeah.
I just clocked that,
No, he always says, "I put an extra bit in." Like he does always for about
yeah, but does he? Though? Because it's always him working the bill out. How do we know that them calculations are correct?
No, we don't.
We're sus out to you. You're smart, But
he does. He always has 2 meals.
Yeah. No,
he's always eating crisps on the way up there, and
he drinks his squash, a bottle of squash, because he doesn't drink water. It's unbelievable. And he also, I remember we went to Cheesecake Factory, and the amount he ordered, and he had the audacity at the end to go, "Oh, I feel a bit." I was like, I'm not surprised.
Do you know, we went to Cheesecake Factory in America? I just got to the last.
Unbelievable, I loved it.
Just got to the last bit of my cheesecake and found a bit of plastic in it. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
And they said, like, "Don't worry about the bill." I said, "Thank you very much."
But big up Cheesecake Factory. We had a great time. Other than that,
remember, I didn't go.
No, you didn't go.
I kept going into that shop with the.
Was it the Thai food?
The Thai food.
Yeah, on the corner there, like.
Yeah, I just kept having that soup, man. Nice and healthy,
Yeah, you're in LA. You got to live a little. We certainly did that day in the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. Anyway, right. Arsenal. It could be that to do with Ben White's, partner or wife giving birth.
Well, how do they know?
See.
I haven't seen.
Well, someone who's called Amazing James, good name,
Right.
has said, yeah, she's pregnant. Okay, fine. I mean, look, whatever. We're all speculating. We don't know that, but there might have been something in that.
Timing's terrible, Ben. Terrible.
Lovepreet says, is Mbappe going to be a threat considering his recent form? We'll talk about it in the previews, but yes, it's killing Mbappe.
Victor Gyökeres signed a pre-deal with Arsenal.
You're joking.
Yeah, you're having a
That is
wine.
April Fool's. That is as April Fool's as it gets.
Got him, man. You see it?
Why you just...
I got him, people.
Thinks we're stupid.
Minute he said it.
No, you didn't. Lee, when you had it, you got it.
Well,
You got it done.
I looked at you like, what? And then you said it. I did believe him for a second.
Did you really?
Actually, well, you know what, right? We should have kept
Joy,
it
you're
going.
so convincing.
I'll tell you who done
You know what I
me
mean?
today, Expressions, right? He did a post, right? And he said, right, he goes, like, it was a post with me and him. And he said, everything has to come to an end and like that. And I saw the post, I was thinking, boy, he's not even let me know that he's not going to be doing Best of Enemies no more. And he's like, and then I was like,
That's good.
I was just about to because I know he's away, he's on holiday. I was just about to message him and go, yeah, bro, couldn't you have told me? And then I was like, it's April Fool's, man.
I'll tell you, Wolf from
He
Abbey.
got me.
Wolf from Abbey done a good one. My footballing team, like the Charlie Sheringham plays for Wolf from Abbey.
Yeah.
And they put up on their website today, like, that Teddy's decided to sign on a five game deal to play with his son and all that, like, And I'm looking for him. When can I go to a game, like, Yeah. And then I went, yes. Well done, Dave, for that. Well done, like.
Best one I saw was Opta Joe. You know, the stats account.
Yeah.
Well, they do lots of around stats on Twitter. They posted something, it was just because they post loads of stats, and it was something like Arsenal have had more, like a study has shown Arsenal have had more 50-50 decisions go their way than any other club this season in the Premier League. And people were buying on it, thinking, oh my God.
There's the one with Sol Campbell as well, when they were saying, like, Tottenham put out, like, someone from Tottenham put out that, they've asked Sol Campbell to come back as an ambassador, like,
I don't think any of them would have believed that.
To build bridges and all that, like, the young Spurs went, no!
Hey, I tell you what, it'd be funny if Arsenal's lineup was April Fool's, and actually we saw Saka start.
Maybe Ben White is in the squad. Maybe that's an April Fool.
Maybe, although
maybe he's actually.
But anyway, maybe. Final super chat. Enchanted Angel says, Tell Ty to thank the NHS for providing C-sections. All right, okay. There we go. All right, cool. Anyway, we'll leave it there, everyone. That was the starting 11. These two are going to the game. I'll be live with Turkish Hassel and Laurie for the watch-along 15 minutes before kick-off, reacting to every kick of a ball, hoping Arsenal can continue on from their win against Chelsea, 2.5 weeks ago. I have weirdly quite missed them.
Is that how long?
I know.
Is that how long it is?
2.5 weeks. Oh, yeah, because we didn't play on the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Mad,
What was our last game then?
Chelsea?
Chelsea. Yeah.
While he thinks about that, we're going to round off. Hit the like button, subscribe to AFTV, and see you in a bit.
It seems an age ago.
It doesn't get much bigger than this. Arsenal versus Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. And we're taking our live watch-along to Box Park Shoreditch on Tuesday, April the 8th.
Huge stakes, massive reactions, and absolute pure chaos. Whether you're watching a Box Park or locking into our stream, you do not want to miss it. This could be a night for the history books.
For more information on this event, go to Box Park's website.